Hello and welcome back to another installment of another Farm Roguelike here on the channel, friends. It's good to be here. I hope you're having a great day. We are getting into week 6 of our 7-week playthrough here. So let's pop on into the farm and see what's a-cooking. Now, of course, we are doing the shepherd, right? So the shepherd's focus is animals. That was obviously one of the main parts and the main reasons why I wanted to do this run. I wanted to mess around with some animals, and messing around with some animals, we sure did, didn't we? I mean, look at this. We have 285 animals on the field. Our main staple is cloth and wool, and making a variety of clothing items, including the trademarked warm woolies here. But in the last episode, we also kind of branched out a little bit and got into some pants, some hats, and some shirts as well. So we can probably continue in that fashion. We have a pretty basic week coming up, except for we do have rat plague toward the end of the week, which is a little scary, I'm not going to lie. However, it's kind of incumbent upon us to just get our crop levels to where we need them, and we're doing pretty good here. Parsnips could use a little bit, so we'll address that. As a side hustle, we got some ore as well that we're kind of shaping into bars and selling when it's an opportune time to sell, of course. So we're going to keep on in this fashion. We do have upgrade day tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to hopefully securing the upgrade that allows your animals to not require feeding, because this process is arduous. It takes a long time, as anybody who has been following along with the series knows. We did have a week with full belly, which, you know, we didn't have to feed our animals then. We got the full benefit without having to feed them. It was tremendous. I miss those days, and I'm sure you do as well. So we're going to keep on in this fashion here, folks, and I do want to thank you so much for tuning into the series. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on the series, so thank you, folks. I really do appreciate it. You, the members of the community, you are awesome, and I really appreciate it. So let's keep on here, and why don't we get our hands dirty right away here, right? Why don't we just start with the feeding process? I found some nice tight circles as the way to go. In fact, I did have a commenter mentioning that, you know, maybe there's a hotkey way to do this. I tried looking up some research online. I couldn't find anything. It doesn't look like you can really bind hotkeys in the menu or anything like that. But I looked long and hard, so thank you, commenter, for the wonderful suggestion. The commenter was basically suggesting that maybe there's a way to just kind of feed your animals via hotkey, you know, versus the manual pointing and clicking route that we're doing here. I just couldn't find anything on it, unfortunately, so that's not great. That is not great. But that's alright. I think the tight circles actually kind of works. So we're going to continue on in this fashion here, and you know, while we're doing this, if you're enjoying the playthrough, you know, maybe you are just kind of popping into the channel, maybe you're just stopping in. Maybe you're just checking out the series. Maybe this is your first video you've ever seen on this channel. Maybe you've been following along with the whole series. Maybe you come from another game and, you know, you just like the vibe of the channel. Whatever your situation is, folks, if you are enjoying the content, please consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. Would love to have you in the community. It really does help a small-time content creator like myself out. Started my YouTube journey at the end of November 2023, and it has been a wonderful time ever since. It's been a long road, right? I've learned a lot in regards to video production and just kind of how YouTube works, right? And, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would consider becoming a subscriber. You know, show me that you appreciate the content. Show me that you appreciate the channel. The wonderful members of this community will welcome you with open arms, I'm sure. And, you know, thank you to everybody. Honestly, I'm honored that you would even take time out of your busy days to check out the content on this channel. So that in itself is a win. In and of itself is a win, of course. And, you know, I'm just so grateful to have this opportunity to play some games, create a nice community and vibe for all of you fine folks to have some fun in. Really appreciated your comments and your encouragement. You folks are the true rock stars, so thank you so much. Let's get all these animals fed. I feel like we're making good time here this round. Of course, we have a lot more turns to go. This is week 6, like I mentioned in the intro. This is a 7-week playthrough, so we set the difficulty to hard, which is, of course, 7 weeks. As you can see here, if you're not familiar with the game, there is a green number in the top right here. 175k, that is what we owe in rents at the end of the week. We will be paying that sum here when the day gets to payment day here. And as long as we have the cash in the bank, our turn will continue into the next week. And of course, the next week would be week 7, and that would be the final week of the playthrough. So this one is coming to a close relatively quickly here. And then, you know, it's kind of like, what's next? I mean, I can probably have this closed up in the next few days here, to be honest. And have the complete playthrough series posted and available on YouTube for you fine folks to view at your leisure. So the question becomes, so what's next? And I've received some requests, including from a fellow commenter named Fazil Baller. A nice commenter on the channel. Really likes this game, really likes the content of this game, so thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. This individual would like me to try, an impossible difficulty, so that would be, I believe that's 8 weeks. Possible difficulty run with the miner, right? So we're kind of doing a little bit of the mining operation here with all of the ores. But that's a specific request from an individual. So let me know if you think that might be something of interest to you. I think I'm going to have a little bit of time to, you know, I could potentially pump out another run of this fine game, given the community's response. Probably have the time to pump out another run of this fine game, and just kind of thinking, I want to pop in and just take a look at what characters. Maybe we can develop some kind of build around one of the characters. The miner, of course, does come to mind, and that's certainly an option for us, right? I see that run kind of going with a lot of mines, obviously. I see it going with a lot of furnaces. And maybe we create a side hustle of like jewelry or something like that. Now, I don't know how feasible it truly is. Selling ores is pretty decent early game, but we are being propped up by our wealth of wealth upgrade here, or in bars value plus 100%. So that is, I mean, I would see that as pretty much essential, like vital. I don't know how you would do it without that upgrade personally. So I think it's probably possible with the miner on impossible difficulty if, you know, you get the right upgrades. It's all about getting the right upgrades, I would think. And it's something that is worth thinking about for sure. So I have heard your comment, my good friend. Thank you so much. And let me noodle on that one for a little bit after this run's complete, of course. So all the animals are fed now, and I feel like we made some pretty good time with that. Granted, I was talking and was a little distracted while I was doing it, but you know, I see feeding time is sort of an opportunity to address you fine folks in this fine community. So let's get our crops watered. Looks like everything's all planted. I must have forgotten to water at the end of the last episode is my guess, because everything is fertilized still. It's all watered up. Usually that is an indicator that you forgot to water. So that is unfortunate, but what can you do? I've been known to miss things a few times, right? So let's go ahead and collect all of our collectible items here. Got plenty of backpack space, given that we max out our backpack pretty much. Then another thing I want to do is I do want to check the black market. So I want to stay keen on the black market here. Miner axe. Each time you use the axe, you have a 5% that a random ore will drop. That's not going to be useful for us. Collector, for each item sold, you receive $1. So we're going to have to sell 21,250 items just to make this pay off. It doesn't really feel like a good fit for us right now. But we can roll this. Why wouldn't we? Pure strength. Each time you use the shovel, you have 5% that honey will drop. I mean, that's not great either. I guess let's try rolling it one more time. Falling fruit and power boost. We're not using sprinklers either. Maybe I should use sprinklers given I at times forget to water my crops. So let's get the flour in the furnace there before I forget. And let's go ahead and just mine, baby. Need that coal, need the stone. Also received some comments as well, basically inquiring about the mines, like, can we put mines close together? And the answer is yes, you could certainly put mines closer. It's just the more space they have, the more area for the ore to spawn. However, we are mining these out as soon as they spawn up, so I don't see an issue maybe adding a few more mines, you know, kind of in these gaps here, right? Might as well. I'm pretty solid on ores and mining kind of being our side hustle, so you can definitely look into that. And when the energy gets low, folks, well, you know what you do. You just hammer down a delicious kale sandwich grown right here on the farm. And it props you right back up, doesn't it? It sure does. All right, what are we doing here? So let's look at our raw ore availability. We do have a diamond, so let's get that going. Let's get our iron because we're just going to have plenty of room for it. Have room for all ores, actually. Copper did not get any gold, so copper, you are next up. And how are we looking for coal, actually? 235. All right, doing respectable on coal as well. Of course, that is a resource that we're heavily depending on our mines for. I mean, you can put wood in the furnace, but there's no more trees on the island. I don't feel like planting trees, personally. So we're kind of stuck with the coal that spawns, if you will, and obviously what's in the shop, of which there is plenty. So let's roll this. I believe I have a lot of parsnips in the ground as well. So I'll have to figure out what we want to get for seeds. In our seed maker, that is. I will buy gold. Gold's a solid little side hustle for us as well. Alright, so we have 17 units of gold. Let's get it converted. And in the furnace, ready to go. Alright, great. And we have a bunch more furnace space. So what to do with it? I mean, could probably go with some glass. In fact, we absolutely need some glass. So why don't we go ahead and get some sand in the furnace as well. Alright, looking good there. As far as our vegetables go, I know our parsnips are hurting very badly. We have 66 parsnips left. Everything else is looking pretty good. So what I'll do here is I'll throw in a few kales. And then we'll go parsnips for the rest. Of course, the parsnips are largely consumed by our sheep. And we have many, many sheep on the farm here today. Alright, looking good here. Let's get a mine down. In fact, we probably have plenty of stone. Yeah, we have 763 stone. That is a ridiculous amount of stone there. So let's get a mine there. Let's get one here. Let's get one here. I think I'm good with 3 additional mines. And then I'll probably want to add another field. Because we don't want to run out of parsnips, right? Let's go with ores there. Ores here. Then these two will be coal and stone. Let's build one more. Why not? We have plenty of stone. Alright, tremendous. Now, the question quickly becomes, we were going to add another field here. Where would be the best place to add it? I mean, I think it makes sense to add another field for sure. It's just kind of a matter of where. I think right here is a fine spot. So let's throw another field right here. It's a good spot for it. And of course we can get some parsnips down then. Let's go ahead and get it fertilized up. And parsnips in the good old soil. Alright, looking good there. Get it watered too. Don't want to forget that. Alright, 277 wool and 244 cloth. So let's go ahead and, as we typically do, let's get our truffle soup. Don't have enough glass. Okay, we'll have to put that on hold. But we can still craft here. So we have cloth boots. Let's get some of these cloth shirts, huh? Want a nice little stack of these as well to sell when the time's right. Let's get some pants. You bet. Get that stack a little higher. And let's get these very nice looking hats, if I don't say so myself. And let's get these all kind of in the same row so we can just stay close on the pricing. Alright, so as far as pricing goes, what are we looking at? Diamond bar, gold bar, copper bar, cloth boots, cloth pants selling pretty good this round. Cloth hat selling top end. Cloth shirt leaves a lot to be desired. So let's sell the cloth hat. It's a swift 30k there. And we can also move off the cloth pants here. Not a big deal. $53,000. Just like that, folks. Alright, looking good. Let's get our wool in the loom. And I think we can add some more looms as well, depending on how much wool we have left over here. So we have 23 wool left over. That means we could comfortably add 4 additional looms. So let's do that, provided we have the wood. We have exactly enough for 4, which is great. So it's kind of just meant to be in that sense. So let's get this all hammered up. Hammer time. Here we go. In fact, I think I want to... We have wool in there. Next turn, I want to move these up. It's just a little less awkward to fill them. All right, looking good. Animals are good. We added a bunch of mines. Added another field. Nothing here can be harvested. Seeds going. Furnaces are a-roaring. The loom is good. Do we have any raw gemstones? I don't believe we do. Nope. Alright, well, I think we're good to end our turn there and go into our next upgrade. Let's hope it's the one we are... Let's hope it's the one we're looking for. I mean, I really hope it is. We'll, of course, see. Let's go ahead and end our turn there. Alright, day 1 is a thing of the past. Day 2 dawns here, and we have the upgrade. So, triple upgrade. Beetroot, cabbage, carrot value plus 100%. Interest. Day ends immediately. Next week, you will get 3 upgrades. I mean, I think I should probably go with interest here. I know that the day will end immediately, but this is going to give us, at least how I read it, potentially better opportunity to secure the one upgrade that we so desperately need. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm actually curious what this will do. My guess is it ends our turn and we go immediately into the next day. So let's see what happens. Okay, just as I thought. So day 2 was a quick one, and day 3 dawns here, and I believe we have more upgrades to choose from. Is that correct? Let me read this again. Day ends immediately next week. Okay, so next week. All right. Well, I suppose you kind of just pay it forward a little bit then, I suppose. But look at all of this cash flow coming in. That's due to the collector. We're getting $20 per item pulled out. And we are pulling a lot of items out. In fact, let's keep the cash flow rolling here. So hopefully once next week rolls around here, folks, we're able to secure the upgrade that we're looking for. Be a nice little bonus for the finale, right? The series finale. Get some much needed parsnips here to refill our stock. Some carrots too, just all of these lovely crops. More parsnips. We're going to be sitting real pretty on parsnips now, for sure. And look at the creep here off to the left with all of these mines. So this is what happens when you stick a bunch of mines close to one another. You get the inevitable creep. And apparently copper can even spawn in water. Interesting. Resilience. Resilient ore, I must say. So let's get our fields tended to here first. Get these all nice and dug up here. Right. So I'm thinking with that interest upgrade that we went with, it's going to give us 3 upgrades. So we secure 3 upgrades instead of just the normal 2, right? So, like I said, you kind of pay it forward just a little bit. And in being patient, right? Patience is a great virtue, excuse me, to have. In being patient, you get rewarded, right? So, it's a good thing. Hopefully. We'll see. Maybe it'll pay off, maybe it won't. We'll certainly see. Alright, what else do we need? Some additional crops of. Let's get some potatoes. The rest will go with some kale. We'll also throw in some pumpkin as well. In fact, why don't we go ahead and just see what the shop has to offer. Radish, don't necessarily need those. Let's get some kale, let's get some carrots. Potatoes, sure thing. Just get a little something to plant. Pumpkins, you bet. Potatoes, kale, wheat, why not? Carrots, sure thing. I mean, let's just go a little wild here. And let's see what that does for our available field space. Still got a lot left over, for sure. Whoops, I forgot the parsnip seeds. How dare I? Alright, let's go. So let's roll it up again. Obviously, target the coal and the gold. Let's buy these pumpkin seeds here. Let's get some more kale. Parsnip, wheat, parsnip, potato. Radish. Yeah, I'm even feeling some radish. Alright, so let's get these planted then. Might as well. Look at that. We have an entire field that is not really being used. So do we make another seed machine? No, we don't have the wood to do so. Well, I guess let's go back to the shop and let's buy a few more seeds. In fact, why don't I do some of these tree seeds? Sold so many of them. Throughout my playthrough here. But we might as well put some in because we get some wood that way, which is nice. Definitely a necessary resource to have. In fact, it's a little scary not having wood or any means to get wood, to be honest. A little scary. So let's quell our fears, if you will. Let's get these seeds in the earth. Let's roll one more time, see if we can't get some more tree seeds. Which we do right there. Some more pumpkins as well. Alright, terrific. Now, the fertilization process. Let's go. Got plenty of fertilizer. We got fertilizer for days here, folks. All right, looking good. Let's get the watering done. And then let's get our nice animals taken care of. All right. All right, who wants some wheat? Sheep, I know that you are hungry for some wheat. So here you go. My loyal animals. See if we can't make quick work of this, huh? Alright, the coveted parsnip up next. Gotta make sure I remember to check the black market as well. Definitely want... Stay on top of that. Who knows? Maybe we can stumble into the exact upgrade we're looking for. Or maybe it's not even an option. Couldn't tell ya. Let me know if you know, though, in the comments section. But regardless, money is not really an object right now, so... we can take a multitude of useful upgrades if they're available. Some are, of course, better than others for this particular build. But let's get our nice animal friends all fed up here and keep them happy. Alright, radish. Let's do radish next. Pumpkin. Let's go, pig. You want the pumpkin? Alright, a couple more down here. Radish here on the western side of the island. Alright, looking good. Potatoes. If I'm being honest, I think a pig would probably about eat anything, right? They're kind of known for that. In fact, back in the day, I worked at a grocery store in the produce section, right? And what we would do is we would, obviously part of the job is you kind of look through the shelves and you look at the expiration dates and just the overall quality of some of the produce and, products. And if it's not looking so good, obviously you want to sell things on your sales floor that are in, good quality and not expired and looking good and not moldy and not squished and all that good stuff, right? So what we would do is we would call it the culling process, right? Through the culling process, we would pull off the sales floor anything that's just not looking good, and we would throw it in these 55-gallon barrels, essentially. And then from there, those barrels would be sent to local farms to feed the pigs, essentially. So the pigs, they would eat anything. Frankly, anything. Strawberries, celery, right? Anything. So I don't know why we have a particular breed of picky and choosy pigs here on our farm, but that is the reality, folks. If we could only train them to like parsnips, I think we'd be sitting pretty. So let's get all of this mined. It's going to be such a giant amount of ore and coal, which is great. Coal is exactly what we're looking for here. That's why we added those mines. Also got to chip in some diamonds here and there, which is nice. Just all good things happening here. And we can always just kale sandwich up if we're feeling a little sluggish. So let's get all this mined up here. Let's collect it all into our inventory. Let's get the furnaces kind of under control. And then let's check some pricing. And I also want to check the black market. Gotta remind myself to do that every single turn. In fact, there is a lot of ore on the field right now. My goodness. Alright, almost done with this now very arduous task. I think if I'm peering into the future for the miner run that I was referencing earlier, right? This is a lot of what it would be like, most likely. Alright, so our furnaces here. So let's get these all taken care of. We have a giant stack of gold bars. Just realized that. It'll be wonderful to sell those. When the time is right, of course. Just a wild stack of gold here. That will be converted this next turn. Nice stack of iron as well. So let's take a peek here. 139 units of glass. I think that'll be okay for a while. So let's go all iron. Let's get a few more of these furnaces. Why not? We have what appears to be unlimited stone. And when you're at, you know, max capacity, you just build more, I guess, right? It's kind of been our vibe here in this one. Let's sell the proverbial worm, of course. And flour, I will sell you as well. Roasted meat, I'll probably just sell this outright as well. Though we could, yeah, I suppose we could go ahead and turn that into meat sandwiches. Let's get a few more of these kale sandwiches as well. Let's get some truffle soup. Missing that the past few turns. Got plenty of truffles here too. So this is going to be real nice. So let's use all of the truffle soup. Just eat like, you know, 40 bowls of truffle soup. We really like our truffle soup. And what I want to do is I want to take down these looms here and just move them up. I really do like that you get back 100% of your building materials. It's a very nice aspect of this game for sure. Alright, much better. Alright, so let's take a look at the black market. Merchant, unlock every shop slot. We already pretty much have that unlocked. Swift hammer, each time you use the hammer. Yeah, alright, we'll go with that. Let's roll miner axe. Doesn't really help us out too much. Let's roll one more time. Alchemy pot. I'm not too keen about using 40k just to reroll, so let's call that good here. And now what we can do is, of course, we can begin the crafting process. So we have 232 to 244. That's about good. In fact, let's take a peek here at pricing. Nothing is selling particularly well. So let's get a pair of pants and a hat. Let's see how this is selling. Cloth pants are selling high end. So let's dump all of our resources into cloth pants. Might as well. This is the flexibility that we get, of course, when you make a variety of products. So cloth pants selling for $540. Let's make the sale there. $90,000. A big sum for sure. Sell the roasted meat. And look at that. We have some diamonds as well. I did not see that. We'll get those processing next turn. How about the gold bars? These are selling high end. This is a nice big stack. For 60k, copper bar leaves a lot to be desired. That's okay. We're in no rush to sell. That is the luxury that we have here. So let's go ahead and get our wool in our looms here. And we're probably going to run out of wool, I would guess. Yep. So in adding that additional looms that we did, we do lose out a bit on wool, which is okay. I'm not too worried about it. Alright, fields are watered. Mines are set up properly. We're looking at lazy tomorrow, less energy, which means more kale sandwiches, of course. And I think we're looking good. So let's go ahead and end our day here. Day 3 is in the rear view, and day 4 dawns here. So why don't we go ahead and just grab our cloth right away. We are stricken with laziness today here, folks. Laziness and farm work definitely do not mix. So let's see what we can do about countering the Sunday scaries, if you will. Alright, so there was a point in time when we were hurting for parsnips. That is not the case anymore. We have so many parsnips that we could build a parsnip empire if we wanted to. Let's get the fields tended to here, though, real quick. Alright, all looking good. Let's grab these seeds. Let's get them right back into the earth. Looks like that's about it for seeds here. Check the black market. I think I'm good. Alright, coal. Let's grab some of these tree seeds. Carrot, potato, kale, wheat, parsnip, radish. Radish, potato. See how far this can take us. Still need several more seeds for sure. Do get some tree seeds though. Alright, we have a few more spots open here. In fact, we have 7 spots open. So here's 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, fertilizer, you are next in the process. Interesting that the mineable stone can spawn on your farm field. Isn't that? It's definitely a bit interesting. It doesn't appear to hinder the growth at all, but who knows? Alright, let's get our fields watered. Lovely stuff here. And why don't we begin with the animal feeding process. So what are you folks thinking? Stardew Valley 1.6 update coming out, right? If you don't know Stardew Valley, I'm sure you do, but if you don't, it's a wonderful game. Very charming. Very deep game. It's definitely deeper than maybe it appears on the surface, right? And 1.6 is coming out. I think it's a great opportunity to launch that series on this channel. It's a game I've been wanting to bring to this channel for a while. I know I mentioned this in the last episode, but what are you thinking? Do you think that would be a good idea for the channel? Would you be excited to see a Stardew playthrough? I've received some pretty positive feedback, just in general, regarding bringing Stardew Valley to the channel, but let me know your thoughts. I really do want to hear from this community. You know, if you're watching this video, obviously you're interested in farming type games. I love farming type games. I think it's a really kind of casual, fun thing to play around with for sure. There's many different farming type games. Of course, I got kind of launched my channel on the back of Tarot Cards, which is, I mean, you could call it a farming type game. It's not quite like this, but you know, it's a little different. But still, it's got farming elements to it for sure. But what do you think? So I was thinking about just doing a Stardew playthrough where we're just focusing on having fun, but obviously trying hard to, you know, get as many achievements as possible to make as effective of a farm as possible. To obviously explore some of the new 1.6 features. I mean, what would your ideal vision for a Stardew Valley playthrough be for this channel here? Like I said, I'm thinking probably just, like, let's do a thorough and fun playthrough. Let's try to get the community center all wrapped up in year one, right? Let's try to maximize where possible. Let's try to build a nice farm. Let's try to find as many of the artifacts as we can. Right, let's get some cool weapons like the Galaxy Sword and all that. Maybe there's some new weapons available in the update that we can look at, you know, toward endgame. You know, there's obviously the fishing aspect to it. It's just a fun game, but what would you like to see regarding Stardew Valley? Would you be cool with just a pretty basic playthrough where we're trying hard, but obviously we're trying to have fun as well? Or has that ship kind of sailed, right? Because Stardew Valley has been out for a long time. It's just one of those games that is a cornerstone to the overall genre, right? So what do you think? I mean, I don't know that I would have the patience to try to do like a 100% perfection run, right? But I can certainly try my best to be as thorough and thoughtful as possible. So let me know. Would really like to hear your comments in the comment field of this video here. So at the end of the day, you know, I'm going to provide content that you find folks are, you know, overall interested in and you have interest in. I want to keep you coming back to the playthrough series that we have on the channel. So let me know. And I just received an alert on my phone. Excuse that. Looks like the animals are speeding up a little bit here. That was kind of random. Alright, radishes. You're next up here. Get these little piggies fed. Potatoes. You're next up. Come on, pig. There you go. I was about to say, I know you want a potato. Potato is on your mind. Last few stragglers here. Let's go, game. Come on. Let's get them fed. There we go. There we go. Okay. A few straggler parsnips. And we are all good to go. All fed up. Looking good. Okay, so first things first. Craft truffle soup. Okay. Definitely need some more glass. So let's make sure we get that going as well. Should be about good. Sell the worm. About the flour. Looks like we have 4 units of bread that remain. We are definitely out of coal. Alright, well, let's get more coal then. Want to make sure I get my diamonds in the furnace this time around as well. Grab some coal though for sure. The nice big coal nodes are lovely. Let's refill the energy with some kale. You know, let's take a little break. Let's have a nice cold glass of lemonade and a delicious kale sandwich. It's another trademark here on the farm. The kale sandwich. The only place in the world that would have kale and nothing else on bread. Doesn't sound very appetizing if I'm being honest. In fact, the other day I was out to eat and went with Italian this time around, right? Everybody likes a nice pasta dish. What's your favorite pasta dish? Well, I'm thinking about it. Let me know in the comments section. But, by the way, I got this spicy Italian sausage pasta. And this place was, you know, a little ritzy, I guess you could say. I think they kind of took themselves a little too seriously, if I'm being completely honest. And they put kale in everything, including the pasta. It wasn't a fit for me. I didn't like it. It wasn't very good. It wasn't a good addition. It kind of made the texture all strange. So what are your thoughts about, first off, what's your favorite pasta? And second off, what are your thoughts about putting kale in pasta? It seems nonsensical to me. In fact, it seems like a way to ruin a perfectly fine pasta dish. For sure. My favorite pasta, I mean, that is a hard question. When I was growing up, my mom always made a great lasagna. So, I kind of have a certain affinity and weakness toward lasagna. But just give me sauce, give me funky, you know, Italian cheeses. And let's go. I mean, delicious stuff all around. So we're looking a little short on coal here, folks. Looks like we get a bit of a boost there. And another boost here, which is just lovely. So let's make use of it. And I'll probably toggle some of my mines to make more coal. Because we're kind of short on coal here. So why don't we... Let's see, what do we have? Yeah. So let's get 2 more. In fact, why don't we get 3 more? Because we have... I mean, we're looking good on just raw ore, right? Okay. So we're looking good there. Let's get our kale soup consumed. Or, sorry, our truffle soup consumed. My bad, my mind was on kale, as you well know. Let's get some flour going too, huh? Let's get our gemstone in the quarry as well while I'm thinking about it. And 181 units of cloth. 238 for the wool. So let's check pricing here, see what is most advantageous to make. Cloth boots selling high end. Cloth hat as well. 3 cloth, 1 wool. 2 cloth, 1 wool. Let's go all in on the boots this time around. Need to make a few more of them fine warm woolies here, friends. Alright, looking good. Our cloth has been extinguished. So let's get our wool in the loom here. Let's see if we have enough this time around to fill it all up. Looks like we do. Perfect. Alright, so let's check some pricing. Copper bar leaves a lot to be desired. Leather, let's get rid of that. I'm just kind of sick of looking at it. Grass, we're not going to use it. Alright, iron bar. Selling pretty good. I think we can make the sale there. Let's make the sale on the iron bar. Cloth boots are selling high. Cloth shirt, not so much. Cloth hat, yes. Cloth boots, let's sell those. $132,000 there, folks. That is a big sum of cash. We are approaching the $1 million mark. In fact, we might be there, say, probably next turn, depending on what we're able to sell. So looking good. Our sheep is simply the gift that just keeps on giving. So I think we're good to end our day right there. Do we need more seeds? I mean, do we? Suppose we could go with some more kale. Alright, looking good. Let's end our turn there. Tomorrow we have Honey Frenzy, which does us no good. Alright. The sun sets on day 4 and rises with day 5 here. So let's start with a little bit of cloth collection. Let's get our quarry. Let's check the fields here. Looks like we have some wheat and kale coming up. That's good. Could use a few more units of kale for sure. More parsnips, more kale. Good stuff all around here. Got a nice little bountiful harvest over here. All kinds of goodies. Our trees are starting to come up as well. So once our trees get developed here, we will simply cut them down and just stock the wood. So let's dig it on up. Alright, looking good. Let's get some seeds as well. And let's see if we can't get these directly back into the fine earth. Alright. Check the black market. All building slots +1. Yeah, we definitely want that. Power boost, sticky shovel. Spooky tools. I mean, do we want that? I mean, we could. Sure. Why not? Let's do it. we always just want more random stuff to stockpile, right? Get our coal. Let's get some tree seeds for sure. Carrots. Yep, you bet. More kale. Don't really need that. Potatoes. Carrots, wheat. Radish, parsnip. Radish. We should be about good here. Make sure we get our tree seeds in. And how we looking? Room for 5 more seeds here. So let's get 5 more. Alright, perfect. Alright, looking good. Fertilizer. You're up. These fields nice and fertilized up here. With our limitless supply of fertilizer. Just one of the many benefits of running with animals here. Alright, let's get some watering action going on here. Yeah, you bet. And look at that. Got some rat fur. Spooky tools here, folks. Some spooky tools. Alright, let's go ahead and get the mining addressed. Got a random bat wing. It's just funny to me. Magic essence. And we are 1/5 of the way to a king totem here, actually. However, then we're going to have to fire up the old sawmill again that we already dismantled and repurposed the wood. But whatever. We can just start accumulating stacks of this alchemy stuff to sell, or I don't know. I mean, making potions is a little beyond our scope, if I'm being honest. Because then you got to get flowers and, you know, then you probably want to add bee houses. I think I'm good on all that. We did that in the last run. Featuring the ambitious angler, for sure. Just more stuff to sell here, though, folks. I suppose it does make sense, right? You can find bugs in the rocks. Maybe not inside of them, but if you've ever been out in nature and exploring, right? If you lift up a stone that is, you know, nice and embedded in the earth, you will likely see some bugs, spiders, right? Beetles, things of the like. So it makes sense. We are adding a layer of realism here. Now, don't know how a tentacle gets, you know, in or under a rock, but that's alright. I'm all about the realism. So let's go ahead and clear out our furnaces here. Got some nice diamond bars. Got a good cachet of gold coming in as well. And let's start the arduous process of getting our animals fed up here. So let's start with the parsnip. The fan favorite. And like I said in the last episode, I'm not even certain exactly what a parsnip is or what it tastes like or what you use it for. Didn't really receive much feedback regarding parsnip usage. So if you are an individual in this fine community that uses parsnips, Let me know how you're using them. Let me know what they taste like. What are they good for? Do you make stews out of them? Do you make like a breakfast kind of hash dish out of them? What do you do with the old parsnip? I'm a big vegetable guy myself, so maybe we can work them in. Maybe I'll be at the grocery store, you know, next week, 2 weeks from now. And I'll be like, parsnip. But of course, got more experience than I ever even knew I would with the parsnip. Maybe we can fashion it into something that's tasty. We'll see. Let me know. It's definitely not something that's front of mind when it comes to my grocery list, that's for sure. And I suppose I could Google it up too, but I like hearing from you fine folks more. So, carrots. Let's go. The sheep like the carrot. Alright, pumpkin for our little pig friends here. Alright, this guy wants some wheat. Let's get you some wheat there, sheep friends. Man, I really wish that they would accept the offering when I wave my little mouse pointer over them, but sometimes they don't. I think what's happening is you're just not selecting the animal that actually wants it, right? So the game registers it as if you're feeding it to an animal that's already been fed or is not interested in the crop you're trying to feed it. Definitely causes some problems. But that's alright. I feel like we're getting better at it. What do you think? You think we're getting a little better at this? Not quite as good as full belly though, that's for sure. Alright, more carrots. See this right here. This is what I'm talking about. Alright, carrots. Let's go. Let's get you some carrots here. Fine sheep friends. Let's go. Alright, potatoes. You're next up. Got a couple of hungry pigs down here. Pumpkins. You bet. Potato. Radish. Pumpkin. I think using the hotkeys to toggle what crop I'm selecting is probably a pretty key thing to practice for sure. Alright, looking good here. Radish. Who wants some radishes? Got a bunch of potato lovers here. And I don't blame you. Potatoes are delicious. Love me some French fries. Love me some breakfast potatoes. I've got an air fryer here at my place. Use that pretty frequently with potatoes and sweet potatoes and other savory vegetables of the like. Alright. I believe I watered, but let's make sure that we did. We sure did. Looks like I forgot a fertilizer spot there. Got that fixed up. Alright, let's craft up some truffle soup here, just as we typically do. Let's go ahead and find truffle soup. Let's consume. Let's just sit down and gorge out on some truffle soup. And now let's go ahead and get... Let's check some pricing first. Cloth shirt, not selling great. So I think we can probably go with something else. So let's craft a pair of boots, pants, and a hat. Of the bunch, what is selling the best? Cloth boots again. Warm woolies are back in season here, folks, and back in style. Well, they're always fashionable, of course. They are back in season here, folks, and you love to see it. So we're gonna probably be looking at. We'll be pretty close to $1 million here. 184 cloth boots. Let's sell them. 77K. Cloth pants. I mean, they definitely don't sell poorly. Alright, let's sell some of this stuff. Let's get a little more order in the old inventory here. Got some diamonds as well. Okay. Alright, looking good there. Furnaces. 150 coal. So let's roll for the coal. Should be getting some more coal next turn, I would imagine. Alright, so let's get our diamonds in the furnace. We can get 5 items per furnace, which is pretty crazy. How are we doing for glass? 247 for glass. That's good. We do need more bread. We have 25 units of flour, so let's make sure we get some more bread here. Okay, looking good. Iron, you're up next. And we're going to just do this until we have no coal remaining, which we have plenty of coal. Alright, so let's go with the copper. Now we're out of coal, which makes sense because we've used a lot of it this turn. So let's sell all this stuff. And let's check some pricing. Copper bar, no. Gold, no. And iron bar, yes. Yes, you bet. 5,600. Getting closer and closer to that $1 million mark here, folks. Alright. Need a little order in the old inventory here. Let's get some more cloth going on our loom here. Of course, we have added capacity with each loom being able to hold 3 units of wool now. So that's going to use up the rest of our wool without issue. Let's go heavy on the coal, which we will. Fields are watered, animals are fed, furnaces are as full as we can make them. Let's get some wheat here. How about some seeds? What do we need? Suppose more kale and more pumpkin. Think we're good there. Tomorrow we do have a plague of rats, which is terrifying. We'll see how much damage that they manage to do. We'll find out shortly here. Let's end the day. Day 6 dawns and we have vermin. Yeah, look at these guys. They're even eating my tree saplings. How dare you scram? Get out of here. Scram. Get out of here, rats. Go back to the corners. From whence you came. Scram. Get out of here. I guess if there's one prize, we do have a ton of rat fur. It is unsightly. So yeah, the rats did a number on our fields here, and we're going to be, excuse me, we're going to be kind of starting from scratch here, folks. I mean, goodness gracious. They sure did a number. My question is, if we knew the rats were coming, why didn't we better prepare for it, right? It seems like there was an opportunity to prepare better. We didn't. We just let it happen, and this is what we're left with. We do have some trees that came up, though, so let's go ahead and get these chopped down. Good to see some trees again. Good to get some wood again as well. Alright, get some much needed wood. We can use that to create coal as well. So I think that's kind of the plan for the wood here. Although, of course, you have to re-hoe your fields when you grow trees. Keep that in mind. But I think it was a pretty necessary thing for us to do here, given we basically had 0 wood and there was no other wood on the field, right? So that's looking good. Let's get the hoe reapplied here. Let's get the holes dug up here as well. We get all kinds of stuff from digging. All kinds of alchemical items. Alright. So what are we going to do? We're going to need a lot of seeds. Do I want to go through the effort of procuring the amount of seeds that we need? I think that kind of remains to be seen. We'll see. Let's plan what we have, though, first and foremost. Alright, so we're looking good there. Let's see if we can... Let's just sell some stuff that we really don't need. Have a few tree seeds as well. Why don't we throw these down? Let's just buy some stuff. Let's buy some seeds. Let's use our buying power to recover what was lost. Bunch of pumpkins here. Certainly take advantage of that. Limited coal, though. Alright, we have plenty of seeds now. I'd be surprised if this didn't do the trick, if you will. Alright, what I want to do, I want to target the tree seeds first and foremost. We have 9 of them. Okay, here's some more kale seeds. Let's get those down in the earth here, and then finish it up with the pumpkin seeds, which we have 28 of. It's a respectable amount. Perfect. I mean, near perfect. Perfect enough for me, that is. Alright, let's get them watered. Let's get it fertilized as well. Alright, good to go. Let's clear out the furnaces here. More diamond bars. Let's get our looms squared away as well. A nice sum of cloth there. I'm going to go ahead and mine first and foremost. Then I'll probably throw a good chunk of that wood into the furnace. Let's see how much coal we can come up with here, though. Feeling a little sluggish, so let's go ahead and just power down a kale sandwich. Take out these stones. Alright, more coal. In fact, plenty of coal, which is great. I wonder how many stones I have. Probably like 1,000 at this point. Alright. Down the hatch with the kale sandwich. Let's go. Alright, the mining is complete. How much coal did we net? 221. Okay. So what I want to do is I definitely want to get... I mean, let's get a lot of this wood in here. It's just necessary. Don't want to use it all, of course. But we want a good amount. So 15 gold. Let's use 15 gold. Let's get our iron in place as well. Diamonds, you bet. Love us some diamonds. Let's get the flour. And the rest can be copper. And let's get glass with the remaining quantity of coal that we have. Alright, let's sell all this junk. Alright, let's get the animals squared away here. Let's get them fed up. And then let's begin the crafting process for our power items. Anything that involves wool and cloth, of course. That's what we're going all in on here today. Got carrots on the menu right now. Carrots for everybody who wants it. Let's go. All right, how about wheat? Let's get some wheat. A lot of our animals looking for some wheat. Come on, sheep. Don't be shy. Accept the wheat. Alright, good. And one more there. Alright, how about the radish? We'll do that next. It's a little more sparse. Alright. Parsnip, you're up next. Let's go with the parsnip. The delicious parsnip. That I know very little about. All I know is it's the first crop you grow in Stardew Valley. Another reference to that wonderful game. So what are your thoughts on potential live stream of this game? Obviously, we have to wrap this run up first because you can only have one save file, right? I'm not going to overwrite my playthrough. I want to do a dedicated video series, of course. So I'm not going to, you know, finish this off live or anything like that. But what are your thoughts on a live stream? Maybe we can start a new run of this game. What do you think? I usually do Wednesday evenings, and I'm in the central time zone here. It's usually at 7 p.m. is kind of the time I've done all of my live streams at on Wednesday evenings. Got a huge stack of sheep right here. So let me know if you would be interested. I didn't do a live stream last week. I wanted to dedicate the time to regular content production. However, if I can work hard and get the series all wrapped up, you know, why wouldn't this game be a candidate for a future live stream? It'd be fun to interact with you as we kind of go along here. So let me know. Let me know what your sentiment is. Let me know the temperature on that, right? And like I said, try to give you fine folks what you want. It's the idea of building a community. That's what I wanted to do. So thank you for being a part of it. And if you're not a part of it, consider becoming a part of it, because I'd love to have you. All you gotta do is just press that nice little subscribe button. Also, if you could like the video too, if you know, you got some enjoyment out of it, that would be awesome. Would greatly help me out. Very small channel here, folks, but we are building toward 500 subscribers. So consider throwing your name in that pool. Would absolutely love to have you. In fact, it's pretty exciting stuff. I'll wake up in the mornings and I'll just see my subscriber count continue to grow, and it's awesome. It's wonderful. So thank you so much. All right, let's go ahead and craft up some truffle soup. You knew that was coming. We are going to just sit down and gorge out on 14 bowls of truffle soup here It is our favorite. Just can't get enough of it. And then let's go ahead and begin the crafting process. So do we have anything to sell? I reckon that we do. All right, pants, not selling great. Shirts, selling very high end. The hat is not. So let's go with the shirt this time around. It just makes sense. We're going to get some nice yield here. All right, 142 shirts to sell at $6.60 a pop. And here we go. Let's make that sale. Boom, 93K. You love to see it, folks. What do we have? Copper bar, not selling good. Man, got to get that copper bar. Gold bar, selling pretty darn good. Iron bar, leaves a little bit. It's got a little bit of room yet. Gold bar, it's $18 off. I don't think we need to sell it, so why don't we just sit on it? It'll be just fine. All right, so our loom here. Let's get our wool in the loom, because we certainly need more cloth. I mean, you could make the argument to add more sheep here. You absolutely could. We do need more wool. I mean, we do. Surprisingly enough, we need more wool. However, oh man, I don't want to make a process that already takes long take even longer. I'm sure it doesn't make for very excellent or entertaining content for you. So we're going to hold off on adding more sheep. If I can get that buff, that upgrade, that is, I mean, we can kind of rethink this build. We can do some different things with it for sure, which of course includes adding a ton more animals. Like, you know, we'll max this out. But we got to get that upgrade. We won't know until we get into next week. Hopefully we can get something nice. But everything looks good. I believe all the work is done here, folks. So let's go ahead and end our turn there at $945,000. We'll have $175,000 coming out, but that is okay. Just a little drop in the bucket. Let's end our turn there. Actually, first and foremost, sorry. I was thinking quickly. Yeah, nothing good. Let's end our turn there. And the final day of the week dawns here, folks. 175K does come out. But like I said, it's just a little drop in the bucket. Still looking and feeling great about it. Got a ton more coal here, so I'm going to grab this first and foremost. See how much we end up with. Got a lot of it, which is good stuff. Jars, we don't need jars anymore. That was for our cows that, you know, rip cow, because, I mean, that one did hurt my soul a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I did not enjoy culling our herd of cows. I really did not enjoy that. But I feel like it needed to be done. I received some comments on the video as well that is in agreement with me. You understand that it had to be done. And, you know, sometimes when you're running a farm, you got to make some tough choices. Well, we made some tough choices there, folks. And, you know, it's not all bells and whistles and cloth hats here, folks. Sometimes we've got to make some tough choices. Let's go ahead and get down these trees. Probably just replant them, I would imagine so. But let's get the ground all tilled up. Let's get some holes dug. Go Shia LaBeouf, right? And interestingly enough, a giant node of coal spawns directly on top of the tree. Should have probably just let that grow and see what happens. But we need the coal too much for that. So we're going to mine it. We're going to dig. We're going to dig. And we're going to dig. Alright. Tree seeds. I know we have a few. In fact, we have a bunch of pumpkin seeds too. So why don't we go ahead and get these planted. go. Here are 2 tree seeds. Can just put those right back in the earth from whence they came. Pumpkins, you bet. Let's get some wheat. Take care of that stack and then finish it off with kale here. Let's go ahead and grab our fertilizer and get that in place. Alright, let's keep on keeping on here. Looks like we have some kale there. Surprised I missed that. Alright, now, back to what I was doing. Fertilizer, here we go. Alright, let's get some wheat in the old windmill here. Let's clear out our furnaces the rest of the way. Let's see how we looking. Kale seeds. And pumpkins. More kale and more pumpkins. Got a nice harvest of both said crops coming up here, but could always use more. The kale sandwich of power. Right? Let's get them watered before I forget. Boom. Watered. 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 Watered and watered. Looking good. Alright. Let's start this process for the final time in this episode. And let's just get her done. First up is wheat. Let's go, sheep. You know you want some wheat. So just come on and get it. Ring that dinner bell. Let's go. Alright, there we go. Lovely. Alright, wheat is what's for dinner. Let's go. Nice sheep friends here. Let's go. Eat your wheat with haste. Give me that wool, please. We will do great things with it, like make some warm woolies. Definitely got to come up with some inventive names for the rest of our apparel line, right? Got some shirts, got some pants. Got a nice, stylish hat. So what do you think? Props to Logan. He already came up with the warm woolies. That's one that absolutely stuck. And now I can't really play this game without thinking about the term warm woolies for sure. But what else? What else do we got? How about the shirt? Come up with some names. I'll give you a shout out in the next episode here, which will be the finale of this fine playthrough series. Alright, let's go, sheep. What do you say? You know you want some carrots. I'm giving you the carrots. Let's go with the parsnip now instead. See if we can't get a lot of these taken care of. There's a lot of sheep looking for the parsnip down here. Let's get them all fed up. Another Farm Roguelike rebirth. I referenced that, what was it, last episode? A few episodes ago. I think it was last episode. Have you looked into it yet? It's on Steam. This another Farm Roguelike Rebirth. It looks awesome. I mean, it looks great. It's in the same spirit of this game here. I'm sure there's some new additions, new features, things of the like. I think the graphics are a bit different, I must admit. But the game looks nice, and wish I could get a little insight as to when they plan to potentially release it. But it'll be a game that I'll definitely bring to this channel as well. I feel like I always kind of need like some farm game fix here on the channel. Some kind of playthrough series going on, featuring one of the many farm games. Although not all are created equal, right? All of these farm games. I feel like we at least need a farm game rocking and rolling here on the channel in a sequential fashion. So I'm thinking another Farm Roguelike Rebirth will definitely be a game we take a close and extended look at here on the channel whenever it drops. Like I said, if you want to check that game out, just check Steam, let's take a peek at it. You'll see it right there. I'm sure if you like this game, I'm sure it'll be a game that you would enjoy yourself as well. Exciting stuff here, folks. March is going to be a good month. It's already like, what, a third of the way over. Time flies. Alright, let's go. We're almost there. Let's go. Don't be stubborn now. Alright, pumpkins for the pig. Few sheep seeking carrots. Then a lone radish pig here, and then a parsnip sheep here. And it's gonna feel good when all this work's done. I'll tell you. Let's go. Come on, sheep. Had to make it difficult, didn't they? Alright, the animals are fed, so this is good. So let's go ahead and mine down these stones. In fact, I don't necessarily need to target stones anymore. I can just do coal. Coal's fine. We'll do coal. Can save the stone for a rainy day, but we're doing quite well on stone. Of course, the one benefit to mining stone is you get, you know, random trace ores, sometimes diamonds. But the coal is where it's at. Change that one to raw ore as well, because we do need things to put into the furnace once we get it, right? Once we get the coal, that is. All right, looking good. Got a nice stockpile of gold. So let's go to our furnace. Let's get our flour in there first and foremost. Gold, you bet. Copper. Very small sum of copper here. What iron? Probably don't have any of that. Okay. So let's sell some of this random stuff. What do we have? We don't really need glass. So let's go ahead and buy some gold, coal, and iron. Lots of coal on this page here. Lovely. Alright, black market, what do you got? Wet crops, a sardine. That's funny. Diligent, plus 25 max energy. Don't really need it with the advent of the kale sandwich, right? We can simply just replan our energy whenever we need to. And take an unlimited turn if we need to. Alright, more iron, you bet. Basically have too many furnaces now. Of course, each one is able to hold 5. That wasn't always the case. That's okay. I mean, I could sit there and just roll the shop. We don't need to. Let's go ahead and craft some truffle soup. Fan favorite. Alright, looking good on that. So let's go ahead and craft. Cloth pants, not selling great. Cloth hat, also not selling great. So let's go ahead and get a shirt and a pair of boots. And let's see, what's selling what where? Cloth shirt selling very, very, very good. Warm woolies selling pretty good as well. Okay, so let's go with the shirt, obviously. It's kind of a no-brainer. Power down the stack of cloth here. 106 shirts to sell. So why don't we make that sale right now? 70 grand. Warm woolies, we can hold on to those for a little bit. Iron bar not selling good. Gold bar not selling good. Copper bar also not selling good. I feel like we haven't got a good copper price for a long time. But that's okay. Let's get our wool in place here. Get some more cloth. Looking good. Fields are watered. Believe so. They sure are. Mines are good. Suppose we could... There's the last trace amount of energy that we have left. Just to kind of hammer away at some of these stones. We do get the nice gemstones. Sometimes we get diamonds. Some gold too. But we don't need to obsessively clear out the stones every single turn. Alright, looking good. And some iron. Alright, perfect. Now, what do we have? We're all crafted up. Shop's looking good. The black market has nothing for us. The animals are fed, and folks, we are ready to end our week here. So let's end the week. Let's take a peek at what is coming up next week, and let's land the plane on this here episode. The week 6 of the 7-week playthrough. So let's go. Let's end it right here. And that's another week in the books here, folks. Just lovely, tremendous, very lucrative week for us. I think what we ended at, what, about 500k. Now we're up to 830k. For the final week here, we do owe about $250,000, a little more than $250,000. But that's not going to be a problem at all. We're obviously in a great spot. We do get 3 upgrades here, which is excellent. But what do we have? We have Smith. Furnace gives twice the amount of items. Wow. Okay. So we're going to want to make sure we have a nice stockpile of ore for the Smith day here. Dirty furnace. You can't put anything in the furnace. Okay. So they're going back to back on the furnace here. Consumer. Using consumables gives 20. And another dirty furnace. Goodness. Man, we are lucky we're not reliant upon our side hustle, right? And then payment day. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what upgrades we can get. Let's check the black market quick. Potions Enjoyer. Okay. Got all kinds of rare minerals here. We got some fields to harvest. We obviously have some animals to keep fed here. We have drought in effect. You will not get grass when tilling the soil. Okay, that's not a big deal. That would be a big deal if we were looking to add some more fields, but we are not, so we're good. Got a few tree saplings to cut down to convert to more coal. And I think what we can do is probably change up some more of these mines to give us ore. Keep our side hustle going strong. But with that said, folks, I think we're good to wrap up the episode here. 50 chocolate for 4 meat sandwiches. We have that available right now. 30 sugar. Okay. Alright, with that said, folks, I think we're good to wrap up this episode right here. We are almost at the 2-hour mark, which is absolutely insane. These episodes certainly do take a long time, with all of the micromanagement that needs to happen. But you have already let me know that you're enjoying this playthrough, and I just appreciate your viewership on this channel. If you're enjoying the playthrough and you're not subscribed yet, please consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. I'd love to have you in the community. This community is awesome, and feel free to be awesome and join up. We'd love to have you. So with that said, folks, we are getting on out of here. Look forward to the grand finale of the Animal 7-week playthrough right here on the channel. I should be dropping that video in the next few days as soon as I have time to get it out. So thanks again, folks. We'll see you in the next video, and stay tuned to the channel for plenty of content. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. I'm getting out of here. Have yourself a fantastic day. Thanks a lot.